In this video, I'm breaking down the 7 exact phrases your financial advisor is probably saying right now that should tell you they are not equipped to handle your level of wealth, and why hearing even one of these is enough to question whether you have the right person on your team. After decades of working with high net worth families, I've seen firsthand how advisors reveal their limitations. And once you know what to listen for, you can spot the problem too. These 7 phrases tell you a lot about the person managing your money. You'll be in a lower tax bracket in retirement. This phrase is one of the clearest signs your advisor does not understand high net worth planning. For anyone who has saved over $2 million, this statement is usually wrong. When you add required minimum distributions, Social Security, and investment income, most high net worth retirees aren't in a lower tax bracket. When an advisor says this, it's one of the clearest signs they don't work with high net worth families. What's the smarter version of this conversation? A high-level advisor projects your income year by year and shows you the actual brackets you will hit. We also identify between now and required distributions as a planning window. We lay out a plan to strategically fill the lower brackets, often through Roth conversions. This type of analysis takes work, experience, and advanced planning tools to model. Most advisors simply don't do it. The second phrase is even more common and just as damaging. We're making sure your portfolio is balanced. The word balance often hides a lack of strategy. Balance means almost nothing without context. It's often used as a stand-in for a generic 60-40 mix that ignores your tax situation. For high net worth families, a cookie-cutter balanced portfolio leaves enormous amounts of money on the table. What is truly personalized for one family might look out of balance for another. The goal is not balance. It's the right portfolio for you, built around your specific income, time horizon, and account type mix. It's not a default model. What's the smarter version of this conversation? An advisor should explain exactly which assets sit in which accounts and ask why. They should be able to walk you through your plan's tax efficiency, and they should connect every allocation decision to a specific outcome you are trying to engineer. You should always have a smart place to pull money from no matter what's going on in the economy or the markets. If your advisor cannot articulate this level of detail, your portfolio is not actually designed for you. That covers the portfolio side. Now let's move into the part of the conversation where most advisors really start to expose their limitation. We can't give tax advice. This phrase is one of the biggest red flags. This single sentence reveals that your advisor sees investing and taxes as separate functions when they're completely intertwined. Every investment decision has tax implications, and it is your advisor's job to coordinate both. A CPA files the return after the fact, which means by the time they see it, the tax was already created. The real money is made, and the real planning happens before the tax event, not after. What's the smarter version of this conversation? Real coordination between an advisor and a CPA looks like this. First, your advisor should be reviewing your tax return every single year. Most advisors don't do this. They should be calling your CPA directly to confirm strategies before they're executed. And they should be modeling tax outcomes alongside investment decisions. This is exactly the integration gap that costs high net worth families $50,000 or more every single year. If any of these phrases so far sound familiar, and you want help getting a real second opinion on whether your advisor is doing the work your situation demands, visit our website where me and my team can show you exactly how to optimize your current plan. We can't work with everyone, but we'd be happy to take your call. We don't recommend Roth conversions for someone in your situation. A blanket dismissal of Roth conversions usually means the advisor never modeled them in the first place. For high net worth families, the question is almost never whether you should convert, but how much and when. If they say no to conversions without showing you the projections, it means they're saving themselves work, not saving you money. This is one of the most common ways advisors cost their clients hundreds of thousands of dollars in lifetime taxes. Here's the smarter version of this conversation. Your advisor should pull up a multi-year projection showing your income, tax brackets, required distributions, and planned spending. They should model Medicare premiums, Social Security taxation, and capital gains layering. From there, it's very straightforward to identify specific dollar amounts for Roth conversions in each year. This is the kind of work that separates someone running a real plan from someone selling you a portfolio. Conversions are one of the biggest missed opportunities at this asset level and are something that should be done well ahead of retirement. The next phrase is one you've probably heard and not even thought twice about. We're investing all your accounts in a moderate allocation. Moderate is a buzzword, but asset location is much more important. Asset location is placing different investments in different account types to minimize taxes. Tax inefficient holdings like high turnover funds and taxable bonds belong in tax deferred accounts. Proper asset location can add 0.5% to a full % of after-tax return every year without changing your risk. When an advisor actually understands your asset location, they map out your entire balance sheet across every account type before placing a single position. They would assign certain asset classes to certain account types based on tax treatment. They would rebalance across the entire household rather than account by account. This is one of the easiest fixes that once someone finally looks at all of your accounts together instead of the cookie cutter approach. Asset location is an invisible leak that most advisors never plug. The next phrase is one that actually sounds professional, but should make you uncomfortable. Look how well this fund has done recently. This is the kind of thing advisors say when they are pitching a specific fund or money manager. Past performance has very little predictive value for future returns, and the entire industry knows this. As a high net worth family, you should be hearing about tax efficiency, withdrawal sequencing, and after-tax return, not last year's chart. What's the smarter version of this conversation? The focus should be on after-tax, after-fee, after-inflation return you actually keep. Risk-adjusted performance and downside protection matter a lot more than headline returns. The right advisor would talk about how the portfolio behaves in different market conditions, not just how it looked in the last 12 months. The best advisors talk about process, structure, and how this fits into your overall plan, not predictions. Now let's look at the seventh phrase that should make you pause if you hear it from your advisor. This is the one that almost every advisor says and almost no one clocks as a problem. Let's check back in a year. Sounds good, right? Wrong. This phrase is one of the clearest signs your advisor is not actually managing for your high net worth situation. A once-a-year check-in is enough for someone with a simple 401k, not for a high net worth family with multiple income streams. Tax law changes, market shifts, and life events require proactive adjustments on an ongoing basis. An advisor who is comfortable with annual reviews is essentially treating you like a lower net worth client. What does real ongoing planning actually look like at this level? Quarterly tax checkpoints to track income, capital gains, and bracket positioning. That includes mid-year Roth conversions analysis to take advantage of market drops or income changes. It includes coordination with your CPA before major decisions instead of after them. This is the difference between a relationship that protects your wealth versus one that just invests it. Now that you know the 7 phrases that reveal whether your advisor is up to the task, you can stop wondering if you have the right person and start listening for the answers that actually matter. If you want a real second opinion on whether your current plan is built for the wealth you've created, visit our website where me and my team can walk you through exactly where the gaps are and what a real integrated plan should look like. I'll see you in the next video.